Hello there, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, and we've now got the next 4 stages of the Fanhome release of Build the R2-D2. Now, absolutely loving this build, more to the fact that I've actually got a working R2-D2 unit here, which I can demonstrate while I go through the build. Now, this is available through Fanhome now, and I do believe it's now available for you folks across the pond. So if you want to get this for yourself, I'll put the link down here. It's also in the video description. You can get this all the way from issue 1. And let me just give you a quick review of what we actually did in the first pack. As you can see, we were working on the leg. We put some details in for the leg. We've got the lens, which is this part here, which I've weathered up on my one. We've also got the smaller lens, which is the part underneath it just here. We've got the light that's going around it, which, as you can see, mine's glowing red at the moment, and that's just telling me that it's got about 12% battery. And then we have got the filter for that lens, for that light to go in front of it. I thought it'd be fun before we actually start builds to show you different things about this model. So today I'm going to show you the lightsaber, and this is the plate that the lightsaber comes out of here. I've got the app on my phone, so all I do is I click the lightsaber button. As you can see, the lightsaber comes out. And this is something that we are going to be building later on as well. Lightsaber looking like that. How cool is that? I'll put that back in. Press the lightsaber button and it closes itself up, no problems at all. If that hasn't whet your appetite, I don't know what will. Anyway, if you want to get this for yourself, once again, I'll put the link down here. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So we're going to start on stage 3. This is what the magazine looks like, all about Star Wars and the Star Wars production here. So these magazines are going to be great to keep. They do provide binders for this later on as well. But what we're doing today, just turn to the back, is we're going to be doing the right leg and some more head features here. So we've got some more details to go on, and we are actually putting this lens in a control board, which I believe means we're almost ready to start testing it. I don't think we test it in this issue though. So this is everything we get in part 3. So we'll get this open and we'll get started on this stage. So the first thing we want to do is we want to bring over the leg assembly that we worked on in the last pack. And then we've got this detail here looking like that. It's just going to go over these holes here. Pretty easy to see how this is going to fit in like that. Now it's a push to fit. So we're going to push everything into place just like that. And now that is clipped in, and it's also basically provided a surround for this detail that we put in just there. Now that's going to hold itself in. There's no need to screw that, so we can just leave that and put that to one side. We then want to take the faceplate, which I just showed you earlier, and we have got a lens to put in that. This is what the lens here is looking like. Now this lens has got a protective film on it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the protective film off of this side. But for the minute, I'm going to just keep it on this side so it doesn't get scratched, because it's going to be on there for quite a while. So, oh, that felt good. So that's the one from the inside. As I said, I'll keep the one on the outside for now. But this is just going to go into the hole that we can see there. But once again, this lens is not going to be fitted into place completely until stage 10. So that's going to be free to fall out there. So we may as well just keep that into the little pot that it came in to keep that nice and safe. But we are going to be putting this little detail onto the side of the faceplate here, and quite simply we have got a groove in there that's going to go into this groove. We just push that in nice and tight. It will keep itself in. So now that looks just like that. And then the only other thing we've got then is we've got the circuit board here looking like that. We're going to bring over the light that again we got in pack 1. We're going to be plugging this into one side of the circuit board. It's actually going to go into this side, making sure the pins are the right way round, just like that, till it clips in. That's all the way in then. That's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 4, we've got the R2-D2's right leg, and we're going to finally get the battery box, so we'll be able to test that light out. So once again, we're going to be adding some details to the right leg here, connecting up the battery to the control board that we got in the last stage, and then we're going to be testing the lights. So this is what stage 4 looks like. So I'll get this open. And before we look at the magazine, I just want to show you the battery box. Now I've got quite a few of these battery boxes, so I won't be using this one. But basically all you do is you take the screw out of here and it takes 3 AA batteries. I'll put that to one side because, as you can see, here's what I made earlier. That's the one that comes with it, but I do have plenty of these, and these have already got batteries in as well. So bringing over the leg again, we're going to need this part here, which is metal, and it's going to go into this ring here. And as you can see on this side, we've got 2 tabs. We're going to follow those into these slots that we got here, and then it will be twisted around eventually. It will hold itself into place so it won't come out. Now that will be fixed in a later time, but the next thing we have to do is we have to take the bottom of the ankle section of the leg, and with the 2 lugs on this side, we're going to be pushing them into these 2 holes just here. So you can see how this leg is starting to build up quite quickly. Now, even though that's in place, once again, that's not permanently fixed into place at the moment, so we can just leave it like that. We can put the whole leg to one side, and now I'm going to bring over that light that we had in the circuit board, and I'm going to bring over my battery box with the batteries in, and I'm going to plug that into the other side here, once again making sure that the things are the right way around, that it's off as well. Turn it on. I'm going to hold the light up, and we've got 2 buttons on this control board, so when we push this one in front of the power pack, as you can see, the lights turn red, and then we do the other one, they turn blue. So that's confirmed that all the lights are working on that, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 5, we've got the head bearing, frame and components. So we're actually going to start working on creating the frame and the dome for the R2 unit. Now the whole R2 unit inside is made up of these black frame pieces, and that's going to mirror throughout the whole thing, but we are going to be creating the bearing in this one. This is what's going to be supporting the top of the head. We will have a spindle going through this which will enable the head to turn later on. So as you can see here, this is everything we get in pack 5. I'll get all this open. And we do have plenty of screws. Now these screws aren't labelled up telling you what they are. So in these videos I'm going to try and help you on each stage about what screw we're going to need. So I will keep them in the pack just for now. So the first thing we want to do is take the dome top plate, turn it upside down just like this. We've got a bearing here which is going to drop into the middle. Now we're going to be putting a shield over that to stop that falling out. This is this metal shield here that's going on top like that. And then this is going to be secured in with 2 silver screws. Now, out of all these screws, you've got shorter ones and longer ones. It's the shorter ones that we need. Now, this build is not going to need the screws dropped in oil. As you see, there's no paint on these parts. I'm not cutting anything in, so I'll be able to screw this straight into the metal like you see here. So that's that in place. And then we're going to start putting the first frame piece on. Now if you have a look at this, we do have a little sort of like screw hole here, and the first frame is going to be attached to this section here. And quite simply, it's just going to go, it has got locating lugs just on this side. That's going to go underneath there like that. And that's the exact position the first one is going to be fitting on. Now we're going to secure this down with some nuts at one side. So just opening this up here. So the nut will fit into the frame on this side here. And then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to be attaching it from the other side with one of the longer silver screws. So I've just had to open that from the pack there. And I will get the first screw in of the frame. And that should go in nice and tight. Repeat that for the other side. One in this side just like this. Turn it over, and then put one of the longer silver screws in place. Now I know the screws aren't labelled in this build, but it does tell you what you're looking for, whether it be a long silver, a short black. It will tell you exactly what you need to do, but that's the frame in place, and that's all there is to do in that stage. You do want to keep the screws safe. Which means the last stage we've got is stage 6. And as you can see, we're going to be doing the R2-D2's diagnostic display. Now this is the LCD screen here, which is kind of around the back. So if I get R2-D2 to move his head, other way R2, there we go. That's this one right here. So as you can see, we're going to be putting this all together like that. We've got all the parts here, and we have got a way to test it to see how that looks. So it's probably best to just lay everything out as we need it at the moment. I'll take everything out the bags. So we're going to be taking the shroud here and the frame, and we're going to be putting this into this section here. It is directional, so make sure you put it in the right way, but it goes in from this side, just under there like that. We're just going to put the tab in the other side as well. Actually, it's probably best to put that side in first, and then clip that one in like that. We're then going to be taking the circuit board, which looks just like this, and we're going to be dropping this onto the back plate here. Now, the plug section of this is going to go into that sort of like opening that we've got there, so that's going to fit perfectly like that. And then we're going to sandwich all of this together with what we've just built here. So this is going to go on this way. Again, it can only go in one way. You do have a notch there, which should fit in the notch of the circuit board there. So you line them up just like this. And as you can see, that's now fitted in as one complete part. Now, out of the fixing screws that we've got left from this stage, which is long black ones and short black ones, it's the long black ones that we're going to need to put in its place. So again, when you cut these open, my advice, these ones, I said long ones, keep the pack, just take out what you need. So I need 4 screws from this, and we'll put this in. So again, out the screws that you've got in this stage, or this pack, you do want the longer black ones here. So that's the first one in. This is the second. Nice and tight. Here's the third, which will be going in that side. And finally, here's the fourth. Excellent. Then we're going to be undoing the wire here, because this is the fun bit. We get to test this out. I'll be plugging the 3-pin side of this into the board, just like that. We'll plug the other side into the control board here. So that's going to go in that one just there. This is the exact same control board that we used just for the LED. Put that one on there. And then when I press one of these buttons, make sure it's switched on. As you can see, we've got the pattern blinking away there. As a matter of fact, I don't think it matters. Oh, that one's less colours on that one. When we do that, that's the difference. So that's the left one. That's the right one. But as you can see on the R2 unit here, I don't know if you can see that very well, it works quite well, and it doesn't come on as standard. The only time you can get those LEDs to come on is through the app on the phone. But that is all there is to do in that stage, and that's all there is to do in that pack. The thing with R2, since I've been playing with him, he hasn't got his head lined up now. So what you do is you turn him on, and this is the button here at the bottom to turn him on. He'll jolt forward, and then he'll do sort of like an aligning, a calibration to where his head should be. And then, as you can see, in a second, he'll straighten himself up and chirp at me. Like that. But obviously, he needs battery, which is why I've got this red light just here. But I do like demonstrating the R2-D2 unit with you. If you want to get this for yourself, once again, I'll put the link here for the Fanhome website. You can get this all the way from stage 1. If you do have any questions about R2, and hopefully I can demonstrate them for you in these future videos going forward. But I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care. I've got to change this now. This is so hot under the studio lights.